Well, here we are. Time is turned upside down. 12, 12, 16 around there. Whatever the hell, 2020 is the year. Friday. 7 is the 10th. 7th month is the 10th day. And today we're going to the crumb roll. In case you don't know what the crumb roll is, that's just some word I just made up and specified something within the brain. Doesn't matter what it is. It's just a word. It's just a universal sound. The crumb roll. Today we're going to enter into the crumb roll. What do you think of that? And you might learn what the crumb roll is in part 2 as you see the video progressing. And you see bags of trash lined up into the back of this vehicle. Or car, automobile, or I'll call it whatever I want. How about if I just call this a horse? Do I need to be authorized by Webster's Dictionary and put a mask on? So we might as well put all this stuff in the house. So if only we had a revolving camera, you could see the in and outs of the house. Otherwise, you have to wait till I get back to the camera. We need an AB foot switch on automatic, so when we with sensors in the doors and in the walls, so every time I walk into a room or a different part of the house, it automatically switches cameras. And it won't just be an AB switch. We'll have about 35 of them cameras all over. It'll be a 35. It'll be a A, B, C, D. However, that there's not enough letters in the alphabet. It's 26 letters. We'll have to reassign 26 an A to Z switch on automatic sensor. That way, everywhere I walk around the house, automatically changes camera angles. all on intentional voice control too, or hell with the voice control, just have it read the brain. Don't even have to say a thing, just make the thought. You know that all that universal technology exists today? Yes, it does. It really does. My Interona. Shoot, don't even, with all this wonderful technology that we already have today, we don't even need cameras. See? We don't even need cars. We don't even need these houses. Don't even need these clothes. I mean, if we just went all out, skip the middleman. Remember that old TV commercial, the big and tall store? Skip the middleman, buy direct. Hell with buying shit too, man. It's all fucking universal free resource. So, but anyway, until we get there, it's all just a conversation on the couch, isn't it? What a bummer. Anyway, so we're gonna let us unload today we're gonna call it the trash trolley. Let's unload the trash trolley and head on over to the beaver dam. My Interona. Do. Oh. I don't really enjoy looking forward to stuff like this, like unpacking the car, getting everything out of the car, get it all ready, lay down some dirty carpet in or an old rug in there and fill it with trash bag. I don't look forward to any of this stuff. But once I get going with it and I get past the fucking finally putting it off till finally it's like, oh, now I feel like, going to the trash dump. and then as I start going through the process of unloading everything, and especially what makes it real fun is when there's a camera right here, I can talk into it, put it all on international video, because this is all evidence against international law. All the stuff that I'm performing right here is against international law. Did you know that? You didn't know that? Yeah. All the stuff we got out here in society is unlawful, though it's legal. Legal because it's bottom-end technology. Unlawful because we have much more advanced living conditions than this. You see? So, once you understand that stuff, or you stand over or to beside it, or at all kinds of different angles, whatever your favorite position is, and it could change every 5 minutes. See, what makes it real fun is that once we start putting this stuff all on published video, public record, then I start getting into it. Because I start exposing every fucking thing there is of this useless, needless efforts that we have to go through right here with this stuff. Useless, needless. Although it is needed to help us to get to where we want to go. Of course, that's all just a story too. That's all, everything's just a story. Who really knows? But what I always like to say is someone sure knows a whole lot more than most of us. And they sure are hiding something from us, aren't they? And then, of course, it's the same old story. Isn't there something that we're hiding within ourselves, too, that needs to come out? That's a mirror corporate reflection of all this hiding we see going on out here? You figure the more we open ourselves up and express ourselves with the things that we keep within ourselves and bring it out into the public, merge the private with the public, I would imagine everything out here would automatically change, wouldn't it? But it's all just a story, don't believe me. I'm just, it just makes common sense to me. That's all I can say. So, but I know that we're in this bad habit. We all have this bad habit. And the bad habit is to hide stuff. But it's not really a bad habit when you really examine it. As far as when I examine it. It's just, that's just universally where we're at. And this is how the universe grows. Imagine that. Imagine all the different levels of looking at things. And then we can get stuck at any level we want. We can stay at any level. That's why we have these things called third dimension, fourth dimension, fifth dimension, sixth dimension, supposedly as the stories go. And everybody on YouTube is telling us that we're stuck in the third dimension and we're moving on to the fourth and the fifth dimension. And I tell them all, brothers and sisters, I'm already fucking 9D. Plus, and I get to go up and down anytime I want. Although looking to bring into existence those higher things is the ultimate. So. $9D. That means I got 9 different dictionaries that I look at every day. And when I say plus, an infinite amount of dictionaries I go through. I go through dictionaries like trash. I'll just throw them out one week after the other and write a whole brand new dictionary. And then reminisce on the old stuff every now and then. That's how I keep the brain fresh and active. I don't have a stagnant brain, folks. It's always fresh and active. Always. Always something new. Always. And I think that this is part of the secret technology that's being withheld from us, which I call expressing ourselves for those things that are hidden deep down within us, and just let it rip, man. Just get past all the peer pressure somehow, eventually, through steps and stages, which might take years and years for some folks, like it has for me. I've been at this for years and years now. But that's not to say that we could enter into a quantum leap. Have you heard of quantum leaps? A quantum leap is to bring about an advancement very quickly, and without having to go through a bunch of stuff. But, who knows? It's all just a story, though. Maybe some of us need to go through a bunch of stuff, and others might want to just have a leap of faith. So, I guess it all depends. And as you see me unload all this stuff out of the car, I guess it's just a matter of how much, stuff we need to go through in order to get to where we need to get to, huh? Look at all this stuff. Isn't it neat? Isn't it neat to play around in the toolboxes and just tear stuff apart and fix it and put it back together and tax the hell out of everyone? Isn't that neat? Yeah, right. Yeah. You know it ain't neat. Although it is fun to get on the guitar and fucking sing with all that music and shit, isn't it? I mean, God, man, where would I be without that? I guess I'd be far more advanced than all this low-end, bottom-end technology music then, huh? It's all just a story, though. But I sure do love these old ways, don't I? Who knows? But as you can see, now that we're getting into the trash compartment sections, unloading the car, get it ready for that big Lane County Management trash visit for only $12. It's only $12, and you get about half a trash truck's worth of trash in one of these cars for only $12. Imagine that. Of course, you got to be ingenious with your trash. I mean, in order to keep a good trash yard going in the backyard, you got to rinse everything off. Otherwise, you just got a bunch of little critters and whatever the hell stink and all that stuff. So it does, it does need a little bit of some type of effort into it, to save a couple $100 a year on trash bills, if that's what you're into. I mean, but a millionaire, man, he'll just hire 95 slaves and pay him $1 million each and say, here, go around to all the cities, just collect it all for him. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm not putting anything down. I just expose everything. It's wonderful. That's how I stay fresh and accurate and happy all the time, because I just expose everything. I don't like to live hiding shit, having to be shut up, having to think, well, I should have said this, I should have said that. I just say it. I don't say it out in town because people can't handle that out there. That's why I created this free speech zone right here. Right here. See what I'm saying? So that word slowly starts to naturally get out from this point and it goes 360 degrees all the way around. See, that's that's what I call composting. Compost. That's all natural gardening. I ain't trying to steroid affect anything and make it happen just like that. This is something that's rooted and grounded and grows naturally. So anyway, it's all just a story though, so don't believe me now. If it makes sense to you, then you can get something out of it, cool. But, as you can see, now that I'm unloading the car and getting all this stuff out of here, all of a sudden everything's becoming enjoyable. Why is that? Because I'm exposing and expressing myself. It's no longer a disappointment anymore. I'm not dredging through the labors, right? I don't have a hanged head. My back doesn't hurt. I'm enjoying sweet time and effort. I can sit down anytime I want. If I want to, I could go in there and get me a drink of water. Go watch television for another hour if I wanted to. This car doesn't have to be cleaned out right now. I could just as well just clean it out and drive around for another 5 months and then get around to loading it up. If I wanted to. You see what I'm saying? But then you might think to yourself, oh, but all your road safety stuff and your tools and your extra cords for the cars and cables and this, that, in case you get broken down on the side of the road. Well, if I keep thinking that way, then probably eventually I'm gonna break down on the side of the road. But I ain't broke down on the side of the road yet. Only reason is because I properly maintain this horse. I'm all over this horse. I don't let this horse hoofs get too long at all. But you know, if I was to let the hoofs get a little bit too long, you know, I'd probably break down on the side of the road. But you know, even at that doesn't mean that the world's coming to an end just because I broke down on the side of the road. I mean, shit. I might get all scared and go through tantrums and fits and cry and have a public reputation. Everybody thinks I'm a dumbass now and all that kind of shit, and I just have to go through all that stuff. And on the other side of it, come out shining like a rock, right? Because I experienced something, huh? How many of you ever experienced being broke down on the side of the road and you just felt lower than dirt? I mean, for some people, that's a hard hump. That's a hard mountain to climb. That's a hard mountain to climb, to be broke down on the side of the road. Especially if you got a shiny car, you got $1 million, right? And now you're broke down on the side of the road. And for some reason you forgot your phone. So now you're really broke down on the side. But you got $5,000 in your pocket, so all you gotta do is wave someone down on the freeway or the road with your $5,000, give them $1,000, and say, "Hey brother, help me out," and he'd be like, "Oh shit, not a problem, bro." Right? I mean, shit, if you got the money, I mean, shit, you can buy your way out of anything, can't you? And never have to face the reality, huh? Never have to face the reality of real legitimate feelings of what it's like to have to overcome being looked down on in society. So, you know, I'm not saying that we have to go through these things. I'm just saying some of us might need it, and we're fighting it. I could even be fighting it. I could be lying to myself. Maybe I need to just let this car go to dust, hell, in a handbasket and break down on the side of the road, you know, and just feel belittled as hell. But, you know, I've got experiences of being belittled. I had the whole sheriff come and steal this whole house in front of everybody. I mean, I think I hit rock bottom, don't you? But then on the other side, now the sheriff's feeling a little bit lower than dirt, isn't he? Do you think he's here to enjoy the experience? I don't see the brother around no more. Where'd he go? You know, when the boot comes to fit on the foot that you just footed someone out with, you know, now it's kind of like, oh shit, what the fuck just happened? I got boomeranged. Whoa. And I thought the system that I was living in was the best that there was and would protect me and all that. And then come to find out, he didn't know that there was a private side called international and universal law. He just didn't know. Although he heard about it all his life, human rights violation at the international level, he never really thought about it. Because all he thought about was that some boss was paying him to go around and steal from everyone. And he thought it was wonderful. See what I'm saying? But, you know, I'm not looking down on the brother. I'm just exposing it for what it is. I'm just exposing everything for what it is. I mean, it is what it is, isn't it? But, you know, You know, like I say, this is the first time that I've ever internationally put a warrant on anyone. So, you know, so as far as I'm concerned, it's all just a story too. That's why I always say, we shall see what happens. See, folks, this is what keeps me happy and enjoy. I just expose everything. I'm not hiding anything. I'm not trying to make myself look better than no one. I just explain everything accurately and factually as I can. And when we live this way, and when we write this way with an affidavit, then all of a sudden, what I found is that there's universal power comes into the body that just gives an energy that's unknown to the average individual. But I could be fooling myself. For all I know, I could just be hyping myself up. And I've been hyping myself up for how many years now? And it ain't going away. Maybe I'm stuck on hyper. Do we need to beam Scotty up? Use the hyperbaric chamber, brother. Beam him up. Every move we take, every breath we make, I'll be watching you. So we're at the 20-minute mark now. So once again, I was dreading having to clean this car out. Not necessarily clean it out, but to move everything from the inside of the car. You know, all the slave job stuff that I got in the back seat, stuff that I need to go to work with. I gotta carry it all out. I was dreading to have to do that. This was a big inconvenience in my mind for many weeks while I let the trash bags pile up and pile up and pile up. I said, you know, I'm thinking to myself, I just ain't in the mood. I'll be watching you. But like I said, once I turn the camera on and start going at it, it motivates me to open up this mouth and expose everything. For some reason, whatever it is, that's what happens. That's what happens with me. With me. I can't speak for you. So, you know, like I said, the old sheriff is nowhere to be seen. I don't know where he went. All I know is there's a new sheriff for Lane County. That's all I know. And word on the street was that the old sheriff retired. And I can only wonder why he retired. No promotion to federal marshal? Because there's a warrant out on him? Could be, huh? The previous sheriff that was before this sheriff, Sheriff Byron M. Trapp, the previous sheriff was Russell Berger. Russell Berger. Yeah, it's the same first name that I hold in advance, Russell. Word on the street was that brother got promoted to federal marshal. The old sheriff for Lane County, Russell Berger. Did you know that? Go check out the word on the street. He's a federal, he got promoted to federal marshal. Byron M. Trapp had to go retire because I put a warrant on him. He can't go nowhere no more. He's done, toast. He has to go home. He's on house arrest. so to speak. He's enjoying a wonderful retirement, but he's probably wondering when I'm going to activate the warrant. See what I'm saying? And now he's really shitting bricks because the president put out an executive order for asset seizures to match the warrant that I wrote. Of course, it's all just a story. Don't believe me. I don't know this. You don't know this. But I watch the tree bend when the wind blows. That's all I can tell you. And that's why I say we shall see what happens. And guess what? Byron M. Trapp is connected to the sheriff's department worldwide. This includes all the sheriffs, folks. When I wrote the warrant up, all the bogus sheriffs have been going around foreclosing on everybody. Now they're all in a shit heap of trouble. Every last one of them. See what I'm saying? So, I just exposed everything. That's it. I'm just telling you everything I know so that you know too. So that you can watch and see what happens. Does that make sense? That's why I'm a lawful sheriff. I'm a lawful sheriff, okay? Okay. But I've told some people around here that I'm a sheriff, and they probably think that I'm crazier than batshit. And that's all right with me. That's why I say we shall see what happens. Anyway, so now we got the car nice and clean. Look at that. Woo! That'll probably hold about 20 green trash bags, probably. We're going to go in the backyard. We're going to put a carpet in there. A used carpet. Nice, lightweight used carpet. One especially that I use for making Lane County, Oregon, landfill. Yes, you heard it. You heard me say it here on International YouTube land. We're in Lane County. This is Springfield, Oregon right here. Next county over, or the next town over, the city is Eugene. That's where I'm headed to. The Eugene, or actually the Lane County landfill. I ain't hiding nothing. If you want to come visit me, come visit me. Here's the house right here on video. Right there. Come say a word to the lawful sheriff. It's all public record in the U.S. District Court. All the judges know where I live. They got friends. I tell everybody the court case number. I ain't hiding nothing, so, you know. See what I'm saying? That's why I say we're merging all this private stuff into the public. This is the change that Obama prophesied. Although Obama might be a bad guy, who knows? Who knows? That's why I say we shall see. Trump might not be a good guy either. Who knows? We shall see. Everyone could be playing a part. Who knows? That's why I say no one really knows until we see. Okay? Does this make sense? All kind of actors out there, folks. I ain't no dummy. All right? Okay. Anyway, let's go to the backyard now. But first, let's relocate the railroad tie here. This is a federal railroad tie right here on this yard right here. See that? That's a federal railroad tie. Did you know that that's connected to the federal jurisdiction right there? That railroad tie? Did you know that? You didn't know that? Well, you have to study the train program. All trains are federal trains. Here, put that thing right there.